What can teachers do if they feel stressed?
Well, it's sad to say, but it's not a question of if they feel stressed, but when, because teaching is such an incredibly high stress profession. And according to research, around 100 decisions out to about 4 decisions a minute. And on top of that, we wear so many hats beyond just an educator. We're coaches and
Mm-hmm.
parents,
Mm-hmm.
aunts, uncles, caretakers, counselors, mediators, cheerleaders, disciplinarians, social workers, secretaries. We're IT support. We're customer, you name it. And sometimes it's hard to know when you are stressed because stress is such a normal working condition for a teacher. And it's really when you start feeling like you're barely treading
Mm-hmm.
water, like you're about to drown, that it's definitely time to step
Wow.
back
Wow.
and
I did
slow
not
down.
know that teachers make about 1,500 decisions a day. That's a whole lot of decisions to make.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And keep in mind, that's just the average amount, and average is in the middle. So depending on your grade level, you could have a lot more. I know when I taught in elementary school, I made a lot
Mm.
more decisions
Mm-hmm.
then than I do now in
Wow.
middle school.
Okay.
So the key part about teacher stress is, and what to do about it, is to monitor your workload and pace yourself. Before you start foundering, you need to reach out to the people that are your people, and do not
Mm-hmm.
be afraid to
And
say
that's the
no to
problem that
extra
I
things.
have is that I can't say no because, I feel like I'm turning them down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Same here with me as well. Um, I am the person that always says um, yes to everything because, like you said, Darren, I don't want to let them down. Um, I don't want to let down the people that I am depending on, or that, or people that's depending on me. Does that kind of make sense a little bit? Mm-hmm.
So that makes perfect sense to me, because that's exactly how I used to be. Because I'm a natural leader, I'm
Mm-hmm.
a helper, I love to be a helper, I'm a caretaker. My personality type is an ENFJT, if you've ever heard of that. I used to think that by saying yes and everything all of the time, fulfilling my role and being a, and making that everyone on me was being taken care
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, moving right along into our next topic, which is rewarding students that are doing excellent. So, what do you guys think about this?
I would probably reward every student because if you just reward a student, the other students will probably look at that as jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to find a way that we can reward every student um, that are doing excellent.
Okay. Right. Um, what about you, Miss Hopkins? What are your thoughts on rewarding students?
So most of our schools in definitely our area, but across the United States, have moved toward positive behavior intervention, and
Mm-hmm.
we call it PBIS. With PBIS, we're expected to be consistently rewarding every student that is showing positive behavior, whether that's with their academics or their character, being kind. We have a saying here at Cedar Creek, because we're the Jaguars, so we use JAGS. Uh, being just be responsible, always be respectful, got to be kind, safety is essential. And we reward kids for showing that. But most students, especially kindergarten through the middle grades, they start transitioning out of this in the middle grades, but they're not intrinsically motivated. Like, they have to have something that's tangible. Some kids really need something tangible, even when they're older. And that helps them be a better student, be a better person, because we're encouraging the good behavior and discouraging the bad behavior. But for the jealousy part of it, I always start my year with a discussion because all the kids are like, oh, I want to be treated equally to my peers. So we have a conversation about equity and equality. And I always tell this story, and the kids think it's funny because I'm short. So I tell the story about if we're all of us are standing at a big, tall fence and we can't see over it. If I'm going to have equal treatment for everybody, then that means every single person that is standing at this fence gets the exact same box. They get an equal box. And that's great. We're all getting the same thing. But my size box or the size that I need might not be the size that other people need. So we all got the same box, but some of us are not going to be able to see over the fence. But equitable treatment, having equity, says we all get the box that we need to be able to see over the fence. And it's really funny to my tall kids because they're like, Miss Hopkins, you're going to need a box than I need. So, but that it helps them see when they say equal, they really mean fair. And that starts off a really good conversation and helps them with their jealousy.